Williams passes to Rosario. Back to Williams. Shot denied. Number 13, defended by Rosario. Gets it to go. And for Atlanta last season, 29 wins against the rest of the conference. Steve, not an amazing total, but ending up over 500 usually gets you a playoff spot in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, a lot of people worried that they would fall out of the picture last year after they traded away Joe Johnson. You know, they're not a team that can contend for a title, particularly not now with the departure of Josh Smith. But, hey, they're relevant in the East, and they've got some good young talent.
And the Bucks with possession here. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Kevin, I caught up with the head coach for the Hawks. Minimizing steals is one of his big focal points in this game. He said that taking care of the ball and not giving away possessions is something that is paramount to his team's chances for success in this basketball game, guys.
Thanks for the report, Doris. Guys, what do you do to spread this defense out?
Well, I think you've got to come at them with a variety of offensive looks. Try to keep them guessing, keep their rotations a little bit off rhythm.
As usual, Steve, you're all over it. You've got to keep switching things up so they can't get settled into a defensive rhythm or groove. So give them something they don't expect.
So it's the Bucks now, following the bucket by the Hawks. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. Offensive rebound, number 15. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
You got to put bodies on the glass right there. They just are not getting it done on the boards.
Yeah, they've got to do a much better job of going harder.
Switch. Williams. And a missed layup.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Goes up on the wing. He squares up and sinks it. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter.
Step out!
Number 16. Off target from outside.
Kind of a shaky first few minutes, guys. 5 field goal attempts, only 1 made.
No good from Perez.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Well, what I like is how quickly he can go from being ineffective to all of a sudden just lights out. He can heat up in a hurry.
Yeah, he gets, he's microwave-like. There's no gradual warming up period for him. He's turned on and turned up right away.
And the first one drops.
Well, the Bucks playing here at the BMO Harris Bradley Center, one of the older arenas in the NBA at around a quarter century. And the Bucks have said they'll leave Milwaukee after the 2017 season unless a new arena is built.
And he makes both free throws. And back to the arena situation here in Milwaukee. This is one of the smaller markets in the NBA. Steve, that can make it tougher to get an arena done.
Well, there's a potential change in ownership that has loomed over the franchise as well. Obviously, we all want to see the team stay in Milwaukee. A lot of great history here going way back. So hopefully an arena deal will get done.
Clock at 4. Pulls it up. Milwaukee the rebound. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. The Bucks shooting their first free throws of the game.
Well, last year collectively, I mean, this team shot 74% from the free throw line. Pretty low number.
And those aren't the kind of numbers they can afford to repeat throughout this season.
The first free throw is good.
Well, after a brief 2-year drought, the Bucks got back to the playoffs this past season, but it wasn't pretty once they got there. With several guarantees from players about upsetting the Heat, they didn't win a single game and were swept by the Miami Heat.
Get this board, fellas. Get this board. Pitcher. Spring back on me.
He hits both from the stripe. Back to the Bucks in the playoffs. In every aspect, they were overmatched by the Heat, and no one really thought they would upset them. But many thought, Steve, that they would at least get a game.
Well, I wasn't one of them, Kevin. I thought they were overmatched from the start. And you could tell in that series, Miami wasn't even interested until the fourth quarter. They knew they could just flip a switch and beat this Milwaukee team, and that's exactly what they did.
So it's the Bucks now. After the three-pointer from Williams, as the Perez connects from three-point range.
This is great. Three-pointers going down quickly at both ends.
Yeah, it took them no time to answer back on that possession.
Number 16. And it's good. Assistant on the play was Williams. He's got 5.
Boy, he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the defense.
Here we go. Get it going. Come back. Go screen.
The pass to Perez. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Back to Williams. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket.
Well, those chances are almost always 2 points for him. I guess the defense did what it had to do to bother him.
Out of bounds, Atlanta will take possession. Atlanta's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game.
Go. Stay out. Come around.
Williams a screen.
Come on, box him out, man.
Passes it to Rosario. Off target with his 3.
Boy, that's a surprising miss right there. He usually feasts on those wide open opportunities.
They grab the wrong miss. Number 15. Williams with the defensive effort. Pass to Rosario. Hawks passing it around. Number 16, defended by Perez. Just 5 to shoot. Picked by Williams. That gives them the lead. 7 points in the game. The Bucks trail. Here's the screen. Now the pass to Perez.
Kick it out.
4 on the shot clock. Number 13. Taken away by Williams. It's Williams with the drive. Rebounded by the Bucks. Number 13. Misses and the dry spell continues.
You know, they've been beating this club to a lot of loose balls and rebounds here early on.
Love the work they've come out of the locker room with. You know, he seemed a bit cold. The shots haven't been falling for him early on.
Bucks trail by 3.
Go.
Number 15. He's guarded by Williams. Pass to Perez. No good. So the Hawks will take it the other way. The dish to Williams.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
Here's Perez. Williams with the block.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Williams dishes to Williams. Kicks to Williams.
Oh, he's got to watch himself now. I mean, that's 2 fouls already, and he can't afford another one.
And he's knocked off course by the D. The foul called. He'll shoot free throws.
The Hawks last season weren't really a bad offensive team, but they did have one of the more memorable offensive nights, and not for anything positive. In a January game against a tough Bulls team, the Hawks only scored 58 points over the course of the entire game.
First one falls for him. As you said, the Hawks had one of the worst offensive nights, Clark, in the NBA, but overall, we're a solid offensive team right around the middle of the league. Steve just goes to show what can happen when a team goes cold.
Yeah, when you don't have that one guy who you can always lean on to score, I mean, there are going to be some nights where everything just misses. And I think that was the case that game against Chicago. It was kind of bizarre, but hey, over the course of 82 games, it's going to happen.
You know, last season the Hawks were a solid team on the road. Nothing spectacular. Really what you'd expect from a 3 seed in the East. Ended the year with a 19-22 road record. Not bad.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. Well, Clark, you said it about the Hawks last year, 19-22 on the road. You really need to hover around 500 on the road, don't you think, Steve, to position yourself for the playoffs?
No question. As long as you can control your home court and get a good record there, then 500 on the road is just fine. But this is a Hawks team that's looking to take the next step, Kevin, to really become elite. They've been kind of stuck in the middle for a while now.
And so it's Milwaukee with it, trailing by 5. He kicks it to Ross. There's the pick. Pass to Cruz. A floater, and the shot is good. The Hawks leading by 3. And there's the pass to Castro. On deep. Cut the line. Number 22. Can't hit from in close.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
Number 11 goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Now just a 1-point Hawks lead.
Now there's something for the top 10 highlight reel right there. A layup can be just as sweet and as pretty as a dunk sometimes.
Atlanta with the ball. Reyes defended by Cruz. Passes it to Reyes. Shoots the 3. Cut the line by Atlanta. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. And the Hawks lead by 3. Milwaukee's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. He feeds it to Ross. He passes to Cruz. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. It's rebounded by Reyes. The Hawks leading by 3. Here's Castro. Rejected by Cruz. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. No good. And Atlanta will come the other way. Hawks passing it around. Castro defended by Ross. Number 22 misses from short range.
Tough D on the inside.
Put up a roadblock, a construction barrel right there. That's what he brings defensively.
And the pass to Cruz. Number 11.
Good boy.
Can't tie it up as that one's no good. Atlanta's gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from three-point range so far in the first. And the Bucks with possession here. It's a 5-point game. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
So it's Atlanta now. Here's Castro. Rejected by Ross. Out of bounds, Hawks ball as Atlanta keeps possession. And the Hawks making a change here. There's a minute 34 left in the first quarter of the game. Number 2. Wow, and that sort of Showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying Clark to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Well, you know what the questions are about now. It's their defense, that's for sure.
Here is Ross following the bucket by the Hawks. Poked away. Shot clock at 6. 59 seconds left in the first quarter. Number 13. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Well, you know, the Bucks thought they had a plan to make a big push forward by pairing some talent together in the backcourt, but what seems to have happened is they are now mired in mediocrity, which is exactly where you don't want to be.
No good on the free throw. And back to Minnesota. They were the 8th seed in the East last year, but still finished 6 games under 500. Still a lot of work for them to get above 500 and be in a position where, Steve, they are, competing for home court in the playoffs.
Yeah, a lot of changes for the Bucks in the offseason, but a team that was able to sneak in last year, they're hopeful to make it once again this season, but it feels like they're kind of stuck in the middle right now.
No good on the second free throw.
The Bucks actually made it back into the playoffs last season, but it wasn't because they were dominant at home. Only 21-20 at the Bradley Center, and those 21 wins were the fewest of any team that played in the playoffs.
And Milwaukee has possession. They trail by 7. And it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here. Clock at 6.
5 seconds.
Poked loose. Fast break, the Hawks. Number 15
Don't let him shoot
gets
that.
the 14-footer to fall. And the Hawks lead by 9. They need this one. Number 33. Out of bounds, Atlanta will take possession.
That is not a difficult pass. You'd think they could keep it in bounds.
Number 15. An absolute bomb from three-point range. And now a 12-point Hawks lead. And an overpowering first quarter effort. Already a double-digit advantage. Hawks ahead. They lead by 12. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And we welcome you back to more NBA action. Players looking hydrated and plenty of Gatorade to help them get their job done tonight. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Hawks.
Now, they didn't waste any time getting into a groove out there. They're dialed in from long range.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
And so it's Milwaukee now.
Come on.
4-on-3 break from 13. Now the Bucks take it the other way. To the middle, number 3. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, Kevin, a curious signing for the Bucks this offseason, bringing in Pachulia on a 3-year mid-level type deal. This is a team that already has a logjam in the front court with Sanders, Henson, Ilyasova, and Drew Gooden. The Bucks traded away promising forward Tobias Harris last year for what became a couple of second-round picks. They did much the same with Mbah Moute. It's all about getting the most out of your assets. Guys, we'll see how the Bucks do shuffling their pieces around.
It'll be interesting to see. Thanks, Doris. And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks.
He did not look too happy about some of the things he saw on the court. So I would expect some changes here.
I think it's the right move, quite honestly. I mean, they just didn't look sharp or at their best out there. So take the time out and give yourself a chance to regroup.
Reset.
Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in.
We got double. Back up.
Number 13.
Don't let him get a rebound.
And the shot is long.
Well, I'll tell you what, the mid-range shot is not the easiest one to make. But when you've got daylight like he had there, I mean, those are shots you want to make.
The Bucks shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night. And the first one at the line is good. The Hawks making a switch here.
You got it out. Get you the pitch down there. I got shoot it. I got big.
Both shots good from the stripe. The Hawks leading by 8. Pass it to Rosario.
Set up. Switch.
Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. Number 7. And there's a nice one-handed slam. Well, now they're just going to town on him.
Yeah, you'd think these defenders would have done a little more to put a stop to that stuff, Kevin, but so far, no go.
Well, a phenomenal aerial assault there, fellas.
So it's the Bucks now. Number 15. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
They're taking so many shots down there, and they're knocking them down. Really good looks in the paint.
No doubt the offensive philosophy today, pound that thing inside.
Rebound, Milwaukee. Number 12. Nice D from Rosario. The Hawks leading by 8. Number 15. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
For a long time, it's been about getting out and running for Atlanta, and that was really one of the strengths of the team last season as well. Really one of the better teams in fast break points in the league.
And for the Hawks, who are so good on the break, ended up 3rd in the league last year in fast break points. Steve, not a surprise with the athletes that team has.
Yeah, but that's changing, Kevin. With Josh Smith's departure, I think is a big blow. They're not as good in transition anymore, but they do have some exciting young talent, young players who can get out and run. So it's going to be interesting over the next couple of seasons to watch this team unfold.
Williams, he's checked in for Atlanta. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. Bucks trail by 9.
Go. Yeah, look at me. I got shooter.
Pass to Perez.
No shot.
5 on the clock. Takes it from 10. That drops. 5 points in the game. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. Number 7. And the Hawks lead by 10.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
Get through.
The pass to Perez. Here's the screen. 6 to shoot. Number 13. No good off the front iron.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any agenda.
It's hard to overstate all the points they've scored on assists today. Beautiful to watch.
I see him. And the Bucks with possession here, following the bucket by the Hawks. Here's Perez, rebounded by the Hawks. Williams has got his 3rd rebound tonight.
He has not been on his game. You know, their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not helped the situation.
Atlanta gets it back.
Come on, y'all.
And finally they hit one. He has 7.
It was a slow start for him, but he started to take off since we hit the second quarter, guys.
Timeout called, the Bucks.
Yeah, he has to be frustrated by how his offense is flowing, and I can't blame him. You know, they're getting good looks out there, but the shots just aren't falling.
And that can get into a team's head if it goes unchecked, continuing to miss good shots. So this timeout might be a way to combat that.
Bucks trail by 14. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Gets the bucket.
Heads up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Number 15 tries to keep it alive. Number 13, defended by Rosario. There's a screen. 0. Another shot, and that's 2 points on the layup. 10 points for him.
Well, he's been a real positive factor for them today, although, you know, as a team, they've had a lot of negatives mixed in there as well.
Number 15. The 3-pointer off the mark. The Bucks have gone 6 of 11 from the floor. 50% shooting here in the second quarter. Number 16. Can't cash in from close range. Bucks trail by 10. Number 15. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. Williams, that's for 2. The good-looking shot from the wing. Williams has got 11 points. The Bucks shooting about 35% from the floor. Not much falling for them. Passes it to Perez. The Bucks working the ball around. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of look very often.
Yeah, they're lucky that they didn't get burned on that one.
Well, one of his issues is he's a player that just does not excel at fighting through contact on his way to the rim.
And that one's good.
He's very savvy in traffic. When he gets inside, has a kind of an uncanny way of shielding himself from contact and finding a way to finish at the rim.
Something else he's able to do that very few players can is change his shot as he's in the air without it affecting his accuracy. I mean, that's a unique skill. And it really helps him make buckets against tight defense.
Bucks trail by 12. They set the pick. Number 13. And it's the Hawks taking it the other way.
Unfortunately, that's been the result for him over and over, guys. He just cannot find the bottom of the basket.
The shot's good from Rosario.
Well, you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
Bucks have gone 7 of 16, shooting just under 50% here in the second quarter. Timeout called the Bucks. The Hawks making a switch here. And starts the walk with it. 15-point game.
Turn down. Use that.
Rebound Atlanta.
Tough D on the inside.
Put up a roadblock, a construction barrel right there. That's what he brings defensively.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Hi, guys. There was a time when Chris Bosh wasn't sure how he'd play at center. He tried to bulk up and change his approach. But he said, quote, after about 3 years, I said, forget it and just be myself. I'm never going to be big and just bulky like that. Now he says, quote, I know it's unorthodox, but I'm not going to waste my time trying to bang in the post against bigger guys. I'm just going to be all over the court. And because of that, I think I've become a much better player. Kevin?
Not the biggest guy, but boy, he is quick, Doris. I think that's one of his advantages. Now here's Williams. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 15 points. And that is good. Williams has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot. A big problem for the Bucks last season was closing out games in the fourth quarter. You know, too often they would see their defense fall to the wayside as soon as the game started heading down the stretch. And as a result,
here's Williams after the basket by Milwaukee. There's the three. The shot misses.
Kevin, I didn't like that defensive effort at all, but they're lucky he missed it.
Yeah, they were very lucky defensively because there was some miscommunication there. They left him wide open.
Well, Clark, you brought it up. The Bucks defense would be solid for 3/4 of the game, but would just not look like they were supposed to be in the fourth quarter at all. Not sure, Steve, if it was fatigue or something else that got to him.
I thought one of the keys was they didn't have great perimeter defense. And so even though they were a good shot blocking team, they were constantly having to cover up on penetration. And so even though you might get some shot blocks, you're also going to give up layups and offensive rebounds. That was a major problem for the Bucks last year.
Back to Williams. Castro. Number 7. Second chance shot. He lays it in. He's got 9.
Boy, what a great job making good on the second opportunity. He stayed with that play from start to finish.
The pass to Perez. Number 15. Can't get it to go. So Atlanta will take it the other way. Right side, Williams. No good from Castro.
And his mechanics are just all out of whack now. He just has no feel for his shot.
Well, his numbers certainly back that fact up. I mean, he has gone ice cold here.
1:46 left in the second quarter.
Here we go. Attack. Here we go. Get a good look. Good look.
He dishes it to Williams.
Get a good shot.
Pass to Castro.
I'm here. I'm back. I'm here. I'm heading left. No.
Number 7. Number 7. Tips it, but no good. Bucks trail by 15. Number 13. Off target from the wing.
He's going to have to find the range. He has not scored in this quarter.
Feeds to Williams. Up and in on the layup. Williams has got 17 now.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening, Steve.
No, it's off the charts. It really is. And defensively, I mean, they have to start shutting down some of those lanes to the hoop.
The Hawks leading by 15. On the wing, Williams.
Back.
Pass to Castro. Back to Williams. Castro jacks up a three. But they get it back.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
Offensive rebound. Williams. And at last, they get one to fall.
Strong rebounding, and he's rewarded with the easy putback.
The shot and game clock separated by 4. Bucks passing it around. Inside, number 15. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Takes a 3. Can't get it to go. 0. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Hawks lead by 17. And we'll get it going after this from the Bradley Center.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Thanks, everyone, for being with us for the midweek edition of the 2K Sports Halftime Show. A tremendous start for the Hawks. They've been making smart passes, protecting their possessions. Fundamental basketball's a beautiful thing to watch. For the Bucks, they haven't had the same luck. Hard to find a lot to like about their performance so far. They'll need to pay much better attention in the second half to the details. The details. And back to Milwaukee we go. Thanks for being with us.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. You have to like what we're seeing from Williams.
I know we've said this many times before, but I'll say it again. He had a great first half, just an explosive offensive display there.
At the end of the day, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had. He can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
Williams with the block. And it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here. Milwaukee with the ball. Trailing by 17. Here's Perez. Offline with his 3.
It's been a great day for them on the boards, Clark. That's definitely been a major factor in building this big lead.
And, you know, from a number standpoint, the advantage might not be that large, but they have been manhandling on inside.
Rebound by Williams.
And they've missed the first 3 shots of the third quarter.
Williams attacking. Ripped away. Second half rolling along now. About 8 plays.
Here we go. Get it out quick. I got ball.
Number 13, defended by Rosario. Gets it to go. He has 6.
That one goes down, but offensively, just 1 of 4 to start the third quarter.
Here's Williams. An easy layup after coming off the pick. And the Hawks lead by 17.
That's just a case of 2 teammates working perfectly together. One setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
Turn it out. Use that.
Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. 6 on the shot clock.
Rotate, keep hold.
Number 13, drained for 2 points.
Guys, you know, you're not going to hit that shot too often. That's high risk.
The Hawks leading by 15. There's the pick.
Kick it out.
Number 16, off target at the rim.
Great defense in the paint there, making it tough on the offense.
That's what he brings, a presence. I mean, you saw it on that miss. Well, he just didn't make the catch, didn't look the ball into his hands. He must have thought the ball was going somewhere else.
And the Hawks with possession here. Back to Williams.
Come to me.
Williams double team.
Someone help me out.
6 to shoot. Milwaukee with the rebound.
Well, they need a shot or two to fall here soon. They're only 1 of 4 since the break.
And that one's good. 10 points for him.
Even with the D lurking, he made it look easy with the soft finger roll.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over.
Yeah, and guys, I think he feels like he can make a few improvements during this timeout. Just kind of make a couple of adjustments, get his club back on track.
You know, coaches are always tweaking and tinkering with things mid-game. Actually, sometimes they overdo it.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Number 16, defended by Perez. Shot clock at 5. Number 16, defended by Perez. Misses from close range. Number 15, and it's another Milwaukee shot right there going in.
Look at the size discrepancy there between the defender and the shooter.
Well, those are warm-up jumpers. When there's not a hand in his face, he'll knock those down all day.
Now here's Williams, who's got 19. He passes to Rosario. The feed to Williams. That's on you. Williams has got 5 points now in the quarter.
You know, you look at the Hawks last season, and despite the emergence of Jeff Teague as a point guard, they didn't have a dominating assist guy at that position, and it was basically more of an equal opportunity offense as far as the assists go.
The Hawks leading by 14.
Hey, don't let him shoot that!
All sorts of time. Gets it to go. Williams has got 24 points. Bucks have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. Ball stolen.
That fourth foul might force him to scale back the aggression defensively a little bit. He does not want to pick up number 5.
What a performance. Just look at the game for Williams. He's got 24 points, and he's hit the mark twice from three-point range as well.
Well, it's no secret. I mean, the more points he can come up with from out there, the better off they'll be offensively with their spacing.
The first one falls, and the Hawks will go for a different look here.
I got you. Here we go. We're going to push it on the miss. We're going to push it on the miss. Rebound.
And Williams drops them both. Bucks trail by 18. Here is Ross. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Number 87, he's guarded by Williams. Gets the bucket.
And that kind of power move has become a trademark for him.
The Hawks leading by 16. There's the pass to Reyes. Lays it up and banks it in.
He put that lead pass in perfect position for his teammate.
The Bucks have gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. Number 11, defended by Rosario. Here is Ross. Clock at 6. Here's Cruz. Rebounded by the Hawks.
Such a solid performance for them inside. Their rebounding has been terrific.
Yeah, that's just one of the few things that have gone their way today. I don't think they can ask much more of him than what he's done this quarter.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
They've been committing a lot of turnovers, and I imagine that's exactly what they're talking about right now. They need to tighten it up.
Yeah, and the Hawks making a change here. Here is Ross. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Passes to Cruz.
Watch the screen.
Dishes it to Ross. Pass to Cruz.
Who got ball?
Oh, you have to get a hand into his face because that's his range right there.
Pass to Williams. Throws it up high. Out of bounds. Milwaukee takes possession.
Where was he going with that pass? I mean, that's just an awful turnover.
Yeah, and the Hawks making a change here. Bucks trail by 20. Here is Ross. Comes up empty off the pick.
Tell you, the defense was right there, just waiting, doing a nice job of anticipating that play.
Steve, every team needs tough interior defense to be successful.
The Hawks making a switch here. Bucks on defense. The pass to Reyes.
Right here.
Shot clock at 6.
Shoot it.
Number 7.
Way to get it!
Ross grabs the board. And the Bucks, they're shooting a troubling 38% in the third. Not the finest work of this offense.
You know, even though he's bite-sized compared to the big men on the floor, he's done some really tall work on the board.
That is good. Milwaukee's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful.
Not trying to rattle any rims or racks there. Just up and in with the finger roll.
Number 13, defended by Ross. Number 13 gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him.
Yeah, beautiful drive there, going right around the bigger man.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need it.
Cruz the pass to Ross. And he's good on the 3 ball. Ross has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a nice look.
Poor job by the defender to not fight over or around that screen.
Passes it to Rosario. Number 13, defended by Ross. Launches a 3. They get it back. Number 7 misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake. Bucks trail by 19. Takes it from 10. Missed inside. Hawks have gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the third quarter. Pass to Rosario. Wide open. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Oh, easy look there, but, you know, he misses those once in a while.
Ross, defended by Reyes. Cruz, the pass to Ross. Rejected by Reyes. And it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here. And the Hawks making a change here. So it's the Bucks now, trailing by 19. 5 to shoot. Number 3. Shot is off. Williams with the defensive effort. Takes the 3. Tries again. The putback. It's good on the putback. He has 6.
Now, you got to love his position near the hoop, anticipating the play and getting the putback.
The Hawks making a switch here. Now the dish to Ross. Gets the jumper from the corner to fall. Ross has got 7 points.
Well, he's found his game and his rhythm this quarter. He's gotten into a nice groove.
It's Williams with the drive. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Well, he really makes things happen offensively for this club. And as a defender, when you go against him, you have to get help defensively. So it's important for your defense to really communicate with him out on the floor.
And what he can do with the ball in his hands borders on miraculously ridiculous sometimes. He's broken a few ankles in his day, that's for sure.
Milwaukee with the ball.
Skip. Right side. Left ball. There we go. Get it out quick. I got ball. I'm back.
Zero defended by Castro. Lock at 6. Good team by Williams. The Hawks leading by 22. Moving it up. The pull-up. And too long on the shot.
He is yet to get into the flow of this game. His teammates have done their part, but they need him to pick his game up.
No good that time.
Boy, they've really dominated on the glass, and of course they've done a lot of good things here tonight, but the rebounds have played a major factor.
Hey, Steve, you know rebounding always one of the key barometers in determining the victor.
But he gets it back.
His switch has definitely been flipped to on this quarter, guys.
Milwaukee's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. 1:12 left here in the third quarter.
I got back. Go pick up your man. Here.
0. He's guarded by Williams. Here's the floater. Ross grabs the board. Ross has got 5 rebounds tonight. The Bucks working the ball around. 0. And again, the Bucks miss.
Well, that's a warm-up jumper there. I mean, when you're a pro, you can't make excuses for missing that one.
And the baseline jumper, no good. The Bucks shooting at 36% in the night. They've got to step it up offensively. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. And the Hawks making a change here. Smooth sailing for Atlanta. They lead by 24, their biggest margin. Outside Williams. He passes to Castro. And the layup's good off the glass.
The defender a little hesitant to offer resistance as he bursts to the hoop.
Here's Ross. That misses, would have counted had it gone in. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. The Hawks on top, just dominating this one. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Hawks.
And they continue to run and gun throughout the game, guys.
Another part of their game that's made a difference tonight is all the second chance points they've been able to get.
And the Hawks with possession here. 6 on the shot clock. Number 13. They get the rebound. And another shot. Number 12. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. And so it's Milwaukee with it. Here's Cruz, and he draws body contact. Looked like a block and foul, and he was in the shooting motion, so he'll head to the free throw line.
You know, during the season before last, the Bucks' problem had been offense. They just couldn't put up points consistently, and even when their defense would hold up, they would simply get outgunned by teams. They decided to change that by trying to be more of a transition team last year.
That free throw good from Cruz. And back to the Bucks actually led the entire Eastern Conference in pace and were third overall in the NBA. Steve, only teams that were ahead of them were the Rockets and Nuggets, two teams you always think of running.
Well, it makes sense for the Bucks to have played that style last year. You had that backcourt of Ellis and Jennings, a lot of speed and quickness. They later added J.J. Redick, so you had shooting. So they had to play fast. It made some sense, but in the end, you know, they've made some changes in the offseason, and they're looking to get better.
No shot.
6 to shoot. Stripped it away. Pushing it up. Number 3. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Well, that's the easiest opportunity an offense can get, off a steal.
Exactly. No defense for that.
Hawks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. And the Hawks with possession here. Number 24. And the layup falls.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless.
The pass to Cruz.
Turn down. Use that. Use that. Huh? Come on. Back screen.
Rotate, keep hold.
Number 12. Shot is off. And Atlanta will go the other way with it.
Who got ball?
Hands up. Flush it high.
Number 15, defended by Cruz. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. The fadeaway. And that one hits back iron.
That's a shot that he sometimes struggles with, but you can't fault him for taking it when the defense backs up like that.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Can't get it to go. They set the pick. Goes up off the pick. Godfrey's off the pick and hammers it home.
Boy, a pick was set at the perfect angle on the floor, and he used it nicely.
Well, that's a play we may see from them a few more times.
Why not? I mean, when it works, you go back to it. Make them stop you.
New play.
Baseline J on the way. Blocked. And it's out of bounds to the Bucks as Milwaukee retains possession. Reyes, he's checked in for the Hawks. Number 87. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The layup off target. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. The Hawks working the ball around. 9 feet out. The shot is off. The Bucks have gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. The Warriors is just the one make. Number 3, defended by Reyes.
No shot.
To stop the drought.
Watch it, Connor.
And he lays it up and in.
Some guys will try to overpower you at the rim, but he likes to elude you and trick you. He's got quickness and a soft touch.
And Atlanta has possession. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Shot from the top of the key. Rebounded by the Bucks.
Boy, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
Baseline!
Number 33. It's rebounded by Reyes. Hawks have gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. To the inside, number 22. There's the block. Guys are looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
They get it back.
I got you, screen. Use me.
Number 12, defended by Reyes.
I'm good, you stay. I got him. I'm on. Slip.
Number 87. Oh, yes, the turnaround.
Picture perfect with the turnaround. There's no stopping that shot.
Smooth sailing for Atlanta. Here's Reyes. The defender will finish at the bucket.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Shot clock at 6. Number 87. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And he makes the first.
You got it out. You got it out. Get you the pitch down there. I got shoot. Come on, man. I got bag big.
That one is no good. The Hawks have gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Passes it to Reyes.
Come get it. Come get it.
There's a good screen. Off the pick. And the jumper is on the mark.
That was an outstanding pick that gave him the room to bury the jump shot. Underrated, but not undervalued.
Get to him. Down screen. I'm through.
Number 11. And the Bucks miss again.
The clear look at the hoop. He doesn't miss many of those.
Go. Come around.
Pass to Reyes.
No shot.
Fires top of the key.
Hey,
He claims that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Milwaukee's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Fires the 3. Cannot hit.
Well, that's another good rebound for him. Hasn't mattered at all that he's given up some inches to a few of the other guys on the floor.
To the paint. They'll get another chance.
Tough play underneath to give them another shot.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Hawks will retain possession. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta.
Oh, that's wet.
Second shot opportunity. And yes, sir, that one drops.
Boy, has he picked it up in the second half. He's on fire.
The Bucks shooting just 34% from the floor. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Gets it to go.
One of the reasons they're behind is because we haven't seen enough of that. He needs to become a bigger part of the offense.
Shooter, no. Go low. I'm open. I got shooter.
Close out, no shot.
Lock at 6. Sinks the 15-footer.
He's definitely turned things around in this game. I mean, he was more of a background player in the first half. He's jumped center stage now.
Pick up left. Yep. Blows again.
Number 33. No good. And Atlanta will go the other way with it.
Pick up right.
The pass to Reyes.
Back door.
Pulls up. High post. Rebound, Milwaukee. Number 11. And off the glass. That one's good. The Hawks shooting about 47% here in the fourth.
Right there.
Passes it to Reyes.
I got your help. Right here.
Number 13. Stolen away. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. Number 11. The shot, no good. And Atlanta will go the other way with it. Pass to Reyes. They set the pick. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. Milwaukee's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Number 3 hands it from downtown.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
1:31 left in the fourth quarter. And there's the pass to Reyes. Pulls it from the elbow. Rebound, Milwaukee.
Well, the shot was there for him, and he had to take it. I don't care if he didn't convert it. He's got to take that every time.
Number 33.
I got it.
Off with the layup.
Boy, he has been struggling mightily in this quarter, guys.
True. He really seems to have tightened up a bit for whatever reason. He looks tight.
Atlanta with the ball. Number 13.
Don't let him get it.
Misses off the left iron. Milwaukee's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 three-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Hawks with possession here. Clark, and they can just let the clock run out here.
No argument with that W.
Hey, watch him.
Trying to get back on track. Shot is off. And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
That about does it for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, and the rest of our great crew. This is Kevin Harlan saying so long and thanks for watching. Now, here is our Jordan Player of the Game.